My brother comes to my door asking if I can help him with his dog. He told me that his dog pooped on the floor and he needed help. So I get up and open the door, but to my surprise, my brother isn't there. It was just the empty, dark hallway. But now with that spine-chilling cold feeling that is usually only in my room. But I figured maybe he had just run back to his room, so I walked down the hallway to check on him. I open his door and I see him just sleeping peacefully. And what's odd is, his dog is also just sleeping peacefully. There was no poop, and nothing seemed wrong with anything. Well, I just brushed it off as a prank he was playing on me. But boy, was I wrong again. After that, I went to get some water from the kitchen and saw that my mom and dad were still up. So I felt better and just went back to bed. Around 2 in the morning, I wake up from some crazy noises outside, and I look out my window, and I see our neighbor's dog barking like crazy towards our house. I found it odd because that dog is usually so quiet and tame. You wouldn't even know they had a dog. I got closer to the window to check if I could see what the dog was barking at, but I didn't see anything. I just laid back down, trying my best to think nothing of it. As I shut my eyes, I started feeling this unease creep over my mind and body, and I felt the spine-chilling air flowing around my room. The hairs on the back of my neck were standing up, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was very off. I sat up to start looking around my room to find out where the wind was coming from, when all of a sudden there's a knock on my door. Not at the front door, but my room's door. I didn't think that anyone had come out of their rooms or walked down the hallway because I hadn't heard any footsteps or sounds before the knock. Right before I get a chance to respond to the knocks, I hear,
"Good night, George."
It's my mom, but for some reason I started feeling nauseated and my head started aching. Then she said again,
"Good night, George."
As genuine as it seemed, something felt off about the whole situation, and I felt like I shouldn't say anything back to her. I don't know why. And again,
"Good night, George."
At this point, she kept saying it over and over every few seconds. Then I get out of bed and turn on the lights. My heart was racing. As I got closer to the door, my heart was pounding louder and faster. She finally stopped saying goodnight, so I stepped back and thought that it was over. I calmed down a little, but I was wrong this time too. I don't know why, but I just couldn't believe that this thing was a ghost or something unexplainable. I just didn't believe in that kind of thing. That's why I was the only one brave enough to sleep in that room, even with the disturbing feeling of someone watching me all night. Then a few seconds later, I hear another knock. This time it's my brother.
"Good night, George."
At this point, I'm just shocked and confused about what's going on with them. Then, after one final knock, started chanting,
"Good night, George."
in unison, over and over like a broken record. Both my mom and my brother, both just taunting me from behind that door. Two of the people that I trust the most. After a few seconds of them saying "Good night, George" non-stop, I just couldn't take it anymore. I screamed, "Please stop it!" while holding my head and closing my eyes. I closed my eyes hard, wishing that this was all just a dream. And surprisingly, I opened my eyes, and yes, it was a dream. It's morning. The birds are singing. The sun is shining. Oh, and I smell bacon. I felt relieved that all of that wasn't my family messing with me. And me being me, I just brushed the dream off as my stupid imagination. But after that day, I kept having this dream night after night. The dreams didn't stop no matter what I did. I tried meditation, reading the Bible before sleeping, holding a cross in my hand, and I even kept the light on and my brother's dog with me, thinking that he could keep them away from me. Ha! Boy, was I really wrong. So after all those nightmares, I just asked my parents if I could move my bed into my brother's room, and they said okay. And to this day, I still sleep in my brother's bedroom. Even now, I'm not really scared of ghosts, but I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I did. I never told my family, but they feel creeped out enough in that room that no one uses it, and it's just a storage room. I wonder what would have happened to me if I stayed in that room. I have a feeling I might have lost my mind. And if you think that was the end of my paranormal experiences, it wasn't. I thought that too at first, but boy, was I wrong.